We're talking about space-time, the fake bullshit medium made up by Einstein that's not a fabric and doesn't exist, can't attribute a colour, and you can't tell me how much there is in a cubic metre.
What color is space-time?
He's got the doctors and the nurses in his hand.
What's up guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jessie and I have a somewhat morbid fascination for stuff I don't understand. Which brings me to this video, conspiracy believers. I genuinely cannot understand how people can travel down a rabbit hole what is almost as far from reality as it can be. With wild ideas of our world to even wilder ideas of our society and the people in it. First of all, I know this is quite a bad audio quality, but I wanted to get this off of my chest and the new microphone isn't there yet. Impatience won over wanting better audio quality, so sorry I guess, but next video will be better, I promise. And second, for the most part, conspiracy believers are not bad or entirely stupid people. Well, to be fair, some of them are not entirely stupid. They just want to share their important messages because they really try to help us sheeps with their special knowledge, like Christian fundamentalists who tell you how sinful your life is just to save you from hell. I guess from their point of view they just want to help often, but most of the time it seems like they just enjoy being assholes. Now we have this out of the way. How is it possible that people believe in flat earth, deny COVID-19, or the increased frequency of Karen appearances everywhere? We have all seen conspiracy believers with the most ridiculous arguments. I've seen people use non-moldy bread as proof for the elite poisoning us with chemicals. Did you fall off your nappy changing table as a kid though? Additives are necessary in most foods, especially in an industrial context. But there are lots and lots of different ones. Most of the time our toast stays fresh for that long because it's cut and packed in an almost germ-free room, or the packed bread is pasteurized again. Nevertheless, many manufacturers use the additive sodium diacetate as an acidity regulator. Besides its acid regulating effect, it also has a preservative effect. Also, enzymes are used very frequently for various purposes, and they are harmless. Every living organism has and needs them to digest their food, although the bread may be marketed with the indication without preservatives. Even organic bakers cannot do without additives completely. For example, they use malic or lactic acid to regulate the dough acidity. So please, before you try to demonize bakers, check each ingredient thoroughly. These are problems we can observe in America, in Europe, probably everywhere. Random tiny events or observations, and these people blow the sighting of a dust particle up until they think it's a proof of the deep state trying to destroy the whole planet. For the most part, I'd say the educational system has failed to teach people critical thinking. I've seen it firsthand here in my neighborhood. No well-educated individual would tell you bread is the reason for anything remotely directed there. So how have these people a following? Once upon a time, everyone accepted the government's new rules and laws until there was a vegan cook, an anonymous blog post, or just a Karen who started sharing their doubts. The more people agreed with them, the crazier was the next claim. Now people are talking about anti-Semitic, racist theories as the reason for, well, everything they don't like. And they shove their beliefs in everyone's face happily ever after. The end. I mean, here they claim Hitler wasn't as bad as Angela Merkel and dream of a civil war to get Germany out of the elite's hands. They literally made a petition and wrote a letter to Putin and Trump asking to get us safe from our government. And now, our vegan cook, Attila the King of the Dumps, and a self-proclaimed Judean singer who is still an anti-Semite, I really don't know how this works, but he is, lead the spineless German idiots, from anti-vaxxers to far-right idiots. And everyone who disagrees is a left fascist, part of the Antifa, and of course indoctrinated by Bill and Melinda Gates. I am German, and I think we as Germans have the responsibility to speak against this and not to let racism and anti-Semitism have a place in society. But these people do exist, and they are fucking loud. It truly can be frightening, but I see more and more people find together to stand against them. Why don't people see through their shit, and why have they a blind eye towards the horrible things these people say? I would say they lost their trust in the government and science, because it seems they can't differentiate those two fields. Questioning topics you like or already believe in is a really hard thing to do. So people use this when they talk about issues like refugees. Yes, we have people thinking this is an issue. Or new topics that people don't know much about, like 5G, SARS-CoV-2, paired with misinformation that's already commonly accepted, and boom, there's your conspiracy theory. We've all commented on woke people's posts or talked directly to them. The answers are always the same. The elite don't want you to know, but I, a not educated individual, have seen through the biggest conspiracy in human history because of obvious hints they place but don't want us to know. Yes, got it. Do your own research, but not on commonly used research platforms because they are all bought. Look on our biased news because we share not one neutral proven fact. Think for yourself. And that you can start thinking for yourself, I will send you a video of someone else telling all of us what to think. For example, let's use the conspiracy theory of 5G as the trigger for COVID-19. If these people would know what 5G is, this conspiracy theory wouldn't be a thing. The explanation is simple. Misuse of Google. I know, but Jesse, how do you know they're using it wrong? I know it because we're all guilty of it. If you type COVID-19 5G or COVID-19 caused by 5G into the search bar, you will find hundreds of thousands of results confirming your assumption. But that's not how you find the truth. If you first search for 5G and look up what microwaves are, you can see there's not much danger to it. Not to say there's none, but coffee, alcohol, processed food are way worse than non-ionizing radiation. Most people think of their kitchen microwave and are afraid that there could be a possibility of cooking us through 5G. But let me tell you, most microwave ovens need 700 to 1400 watts to heat your food. And they don't have enough power to heat anything without the shut doors reflecting the waves back onto the food. 5G has no doors to contain its waves around you, and it has just around 20 watts of power. The channel The King of Random made a video about microwaves without doors, so don't try this at home, just click the link in the description. So this myth can be easily debunked by a 2-minute search and 5 minutes of reading the articles, which I, by the way, will link in the description. People should acknowledge that there are professions for a reason. If you can understand physics or chemistry by only searching for 10 minutes in Google, why should there be people studying it for years? If you really want to learn something about, for instance, vaccines, you have to trust the people studying it. How can you take, for example, an accountant's opinion on body chemistry more seriously than a chemist's? An accountant has their knowledge in accounting, and a chemist in chemistry. Sure, there are exceptions. Chemists can be wrong and an accountant can be very knowledgeable in chemistry, but I guess you get what I mean. I mean, who the heck would believe me over a scientist? No one! Because I won't disagree with a proven scientific theory until I really understand that particular field and I have a proof to back up my claim. Otherwise, you're just an idiot. People are so afraid of chemistry, they couldn't even handle an ingredient list on an organic kiwi. Stuff on there looks like chemistry because everything is chemistry, regardless of the origin of the substance. Compounds from a lab are not less or more harmful than their natural substance. They are the exact same molecule. But instead of trusting researchers, these idiots stand by every word this one dude says. The result of a dirty threesome on a Wednesday night between Annoying Orange and Lloyd and Harry. He is lying permanently and really suggested to inject disinfectant into patients. It takes just one anonymous post and there you go, he's God's right hand. Conspiracy theorists don't know the difference between an opinion and a proof. And people like Donald Trump make success out of it. And that is, in my opinion, the core issue. Learn what is proof and how science works. The world would be such a nice place to be, rather than now steadily dividing into idiots and decent human beings. And at the end, I would like to share the sheer idiocy of the tinfoil protests in Berlin. A few days ago was a fairly big protest in Berlin against our government, the elite, Bill Gates, masks, social distancing, vaccines, and other stupid and dangerous bullshit. Multiple neo-Nazi organizations attended, a humongous red flag that should keep even the biggest idiots from participating in any protest alongside with Nazis. Which makes all of them the dregs of society, in my personal opinion. Idiots with American flags shared their love for Trump, and everyone is hoping he will liberate our country. Others shared their wish to get Hitler back because at least he loved our country. I feel disgusted even repeating this. Spider-Man and Superman were there to appeal to children as the heroes of our society. It makes me truly sick to my stomach to see this many people this ignorant during a worldwide pandemic. With that said, a big thank you to the police for charging the organizer of the event with a criminal complaint and terminating the whole thing. Because no one was social distancing or even wearing a mask. Police mentioned 17,000 people attended this though, without precautions. But these idiots can't even count to 3, not to mention to 70,000. Post number 1 said 800,000 people attended. In the later evening, 1.3 million people attended. And today, Attila, the king of the dump, really claimed 5 million people were there. I mean, this patriot didn't even recognize he was using pictures taken at a Fridays for Future protest. He didn't even put effort into Photoshop out their logos. Although thinking Fridays for Future is a satanic organization. Others used pictures from the Love Parade quite a few years ago and pictures from the Christopher Street Day Parade in Zurich. Zurich isn't even a German city, it is in Switzerland. Dude, you can't even recognize your capital city and call yourself a patriot. Oh my god, you really can't make this shit up. Just imagine 17,000 people protesting against a non-existent evil. You don't have to be a genius to see that that is just plain wrong. The only thing they achieved is getting many people sick or potentially killed. And proving their egoism and stupidity. But these fuckheads still wanted to go on in front of the Reichstag. They sat down there to overturn our government. I cannot express how disappointed and disgusted I am to be part of the same species as these fucking idiots. And a little note to everyone who thinks we should organize a counter-demonstration. Please, please don't. The danger of infecting others is way higher than the benefit of the message. In the end, it could make you seem almost as reckless as them. Please stay home like responsible and decent human beings do. Thank you for listening to my very first YouTube rant, and I hope you'll be there for the next one. Enjoy your day and stay sane. Bye!